Urfreshtvsport, FOE Extra, episode 22. Yeah. Firstly, Happy New Year, everyone. I hope everyone had a great Christmas, good and safe New Year. But we're back. Sunday League is not back, but the podcasts are still here. First and foremost, I think we want to shout out our sponsor, Adrenaline Combat Laser Tag. Thank you very much for being involved, supporting us and supporting the podcast. It means a lot to us. And today, I have V10 to my left. Happy New Year, V10.
Happy New Year, bro.
How was your Christmas, New Year?
Same as every year, just family, chilling. You know, nothing special, but
And to my right, we have our first female guest of the podcast. Wow. Sian, how are you, Sian?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
Good. And how was your Christmas and New Year?
Same old, no change, just family.
Just happy to make it through that crazy year.
Yeah.
Cool. So, today, as I said, we're looking at sports from a different angle. I said today we work in a very male-dominated sport, so it'd be really good actually to get your views. Working actually in the men's game as a coach, but I think before we get into that sort of stuff, we'd like to know your journey. Early doors. When did you start? What made you? Let's talk about when you started playing. Where did the journey start? Why did you start playing? Was you the only girl on the playground playing with the boys' football? Was it that or like what was it for you that made me go? You know what? I want to play ball.
I had an interest in football from when I was young, like primary school. Yeah. That was from my dad. So both my parents come from quite sporting backgrounds. My mum used to play netball. Okay. She still runs her own netball league. And my dad used to play football. So my dad's from East London, so he grew up around there. So I used to go to like my dad's like vets games, basically. So when I was little, he used to take me. And I'll just be doing kick-ups on the side or whatever. Or my mum would go to netball on a Saturday and my dad might not have a game or something. So he's got cones out in the garden and I'm going through the cones while he's washing up or something.
So was it always football? It's never mum, let's go and play netball? Was it
my mum never brought me to netball, but I used to play netball when I was in school. I still play netball now during off-season.
Okay,
so when I want to keep fit, I'll just go to my mum's netball league and play there during the summer.
Big question, are you better at netball or better at football?
Football. My mum will make that very clear. Very clear.
Cool. So we go primary school. Obviously, you used to go and watch that. What's your first memories of playing when you actually thought I actually want to play?
Yeah, I had to make a decision. I got to year 7, I think, about 12. Yeah, about 12. And I could always run. So my parents said to me, right, listen, we're not made of money in it. So you're either going to go to an athletics club or go football, basically. Yeah. And I made a childlike decision and I just decided, but you can run while you're playing football. So let me just go and kick ball. So that's what I done. So my dad, I think we found an advert in a newspaper, you know.
Really?
But we're talking.
But that's what I was going to say. That's how much it's changed. Yeah, an advert in a newspaper. That's old school.
Yeah,
no social media.
Yeah, no social media. No.
So what was it? Players needed.
Yeah. It was like, players
crazy.
wanted or whatever. Yeah. So I went down to a trial for Croydon Borough. Yeah. At Virgo Fidelis School. I went there. Anyway, got in basically straight away, and then I played for Croydon up until I was about 18, 19, I think.
What was the standard like? Like, did you go there and think, this is easy?
Do you know what? It's funny because a lot of female ballers that I know went through Croydon. Yeah. A lot of them played for Croydon. Yeah. So I think the standard was pretty good. I think it was pretty good. I mean, my position changed as the time went on. I was going
to say, where did you play when you first?
Striker. Yeah,
striker. Where did you end up?
I'm a left back now.
You know what I mean? Start at the back and work your way up.
Yeah, I went from striker to left mid to left back. But the standard was good. The standard was good. It was competitive. It was like... It was fun. It was fun.
Where did you go from Croydon?
So I left Croydon, played my first lot of first team football there, and then I went to AFC Wimbledon.
What was that transition like going from Croydon? Like, so obviously when you look at it in the male game, it'd be like playing for Lambeth and going to a pro side, or playing for the Dons and going to a pro side. Like, what was that for a young female? What was that feeling like? Did AFC come looking for you?
No, I went and trialled for them.
Yep.
But it was a massive wake-up call in regards to the professionalism, what's expected of you. Okay. So I couldn't, Croydon, kick-offs at 12:30, you can get that at 12. yeah. AFC Wimbledon now, kick-offs at 12, you got to be there at something like 10:30 or something. Now, during half 10 and 11, you're not really doing much. Yeah. But if you're late, you're getting dropped.
That's
it. Whether you're doing anything or not. So the standard that's expected of you, the training that's expected of you, the coaching obviously is now of a high level because Croydon is volunteers.
Yeah.
AFC Wimbledon are licensed coaches.
How did you react to that?
Yeah.
I was fine.
Yeah.
I was all right. It was do you know what? I reacted, according to the coaches, they'd probably say that I reacted fine, yeah?
Okay.
But I knew AFC Wimbledon made me realise at that age, do I even want to do this football stuff seriously? Because I thought to myself, like, these lot are in the group chat talking about gym and this and dieting and all of this stuff, and I just want to eat pizza on a Friday. So it was like, it made me think, basically, you're just here for vibes, basically. You're not really here to take this thing seriously. Because otherwise you'd be on dieting and eating properly and blah, blah, blah. I was on munching. I wasn't trying to.
That's what I was gonna say. I think a lot when you talk to a lot of young people that is what people struggle with, the professionalism side of things. Yeah. And not so much authority, but discipline. The discipline of not being able to eat certain things, especially if you're someone that might put on weight very quick or things like that. So dealing with the discipline side of things, I think it's hard for a lot of young people, especially nowadays. 100. It's hard for young people. The environment I work in, young people don't, especially male authority. They're not listening to males telling them to do stuff and things like that.
I was alright. I mainly had male coaches. Croydon, when I went first team, I had a female coach, but it's a piss up, man. It's banter. It's like, do you know what I mean? It's not serious like that. So, and we was flying as well, so you could just rock up and win games, basically. It's whatever. So, come to AFC Wimbledon now was a big wake up call.
So, when was it? When did you really think, you know what, I want to? When did you adapt to actually, you know what, I have to eat properly? Did you actually
I still ain't done that now.
Right, fair enough. But when you were young, what made you want to like play? Was there any footballers at the time where you thought, you know what, I want to, maybe not aspire to be like him, but made you think I want to play football because
the thing is that obviously we're coming from a different time now. So I support West Ham, which I didn't disclose before this.
I was going to say, you get that.
That's one of my best kept secrets. So I support West Ham, and so I'm watching players like Di Canio and that growing up. Do you know what I mean? So we're talking back in the day. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I'm watching players like that. And as the position I was playing, it was exciting to watch players like that. Like we come from a generation of watching Showboat on a Saturday morning, 4 a.m. Do you know what I mean? So that's the kind of player I wanted to be back in the day.
And the Showboat's not as, like, when they even recently, before they stopped it was never as good. Like, there's certain things and I'm like, did he mean that on Showboat? I remember you had people like Lee Trundle rolling the ball across their shoulders like Swanson and lacing it. I'm like, huh?
It's true, it's true. But that was I used to watch a lot of that, like football, exciting footballers. But the one thing that's always made me play football is it's the only thing to this day. It's the only thing that can allow me to switch off. I don't think about nothing at all. Nothing. Like zero. My head's just football.
That though? Was it
always
that?
been like that?
Okay. Was there
element? It was just for me. It was just it's fun. It was something I was good at. I was fun. I was good at it. It was in school as well. Like going through school, secondary school. Being good at any sport is like an in. Do you know what I mean? It's like an in, isn't it? It's like, do you get what I'm trying to say? I can kick ball, do you know what I mean? So it's like, the elders rate you, everybody rates you, innit? Anybody that knew me from school knew I could kick ball.
Do you think that's why football changes for people? Because people play football or sport for that reason, to forget. But if you're good enough to play at a level where it becomes professional, is it still that mindset that I'm just here to forget? Because then it becomes a job. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But that kind of ties in with the question I was going to ask, is like coming... Like, obviously, as a girl playing football, was there ever that ambition of, like, I can make it pro and that glitz and glamour? Because back in the day, I didn't really associate that.
You don't. The thing is that there's a... the thing is that my coaches would tell me when I was younger, like, Sian, you could really go all the way. You could really go all the way. But the truth is that what am I going all the way for? Am I going all the way for 24 grand a year?
Yeah. That's what
I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? No, thank you. It's not worth the ag.
Because that's what I'm saying.
There's different career end paths.
Yeah, because we were talking, like, I remember trying to think of the female football I remember when I was Rachel Yankee. Like, she was the one that all young, like my sister, and that even was like, Rachel, I want to be like Rachel Yankee. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying is, where there's so much of a massive difference in terms of finance in the male game and the female game. Obviously, you can want to play, and back then to play at the top end, it weren't for that much money.
It's not. You're not earning.
A lot of clubs did.
Back then wasn't happening.
It wasn't,
and that's exactly it.
Yeah, and the thing is that when I'm at AFC Wimbledon now, I've, in terms of job wise, like I went to school, done my A levels, and I'd worked in stupid jobs for a bit. But by the time I got to 19, I was working in the bank. And I was in the bank for 5 years. So 21, by the time I got to 22, 23, I'm earning 29k, 30k.
Yeah, you're already
I
at the
don't care
top
about
end.
ball now.
Yeah,
What are you
yeah.
not going to offer
It's
me?
100.
That's it. So what was after AFC? What happened after AFC?
I got injured quite badly at AFC. Took about a year out.
Yeah.
And then I started playing for like this team called Victoire, basically. Just this random team. But that story's quite funny. So there was a girl that was at AFC Wimbledon with me, but she didn't get on. She just didn't like do well at AFC, so she left. So when word got round, free agent gets around now, Sian's got no club, So she messaged me and was like, oh, you know what? Just come over to this club. Like, you just come back from injury or whatever. So just come and get your minutes, basically, and they pay you. Yeah. So I'm thinking, all right. Pay you what? Now they said to me it's like a score a week or something. And I'm thinking this is a joke thing, but you know what? It's petrol. Do you know what I mean? And I'm used to playing for free. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Yeah, I'll come. Anyway, did 2 years now, and we got promoted for the 2 years. So now I'm just enjoying my ball. I don't really care about the standard now. I'm just enjoying it. We're winning. It was fun. Got to the end of the 2 years now. Like I'm saying, we got promotion, then promotion again.
Back to back.
Then our manager left. He was retiring, going to Spain. So he left. Loads of the players left with him, So the first half of the third season, we were struggling. And then Donovan came on.
Okay.
And I played for Donovan. Ask Donovan to this day if I wouldn't have played work for him. If it wasn't for Donovan, I would have left. But Donovan came. Donovan, Sian, stay. So I played for Donovan. And you know what? God honest truth, I loved playing for Donovan. And then I met Brian.
Yeah.
So, and I introduced Brian and Donovan.
Oh, is that where the
That's
link
how Brian
come
got the SDR job, So
Okay.
I linked Brian and Donovan together, and then the two of them were coaching us for our 4th year while I was at that club. Just about managed to save us from getting relegated because it was getting peak.
When did the coaching side come into it?
The coaching side was late. That's only about 3 years ago now.
Really? So you were still playing, so you went from, was it Victoire?
Yeah.
I was going to say Victor.
It was,
Victoire.
as I was leaving there, basically, them times, I worked in the bank. Then I was manager at Adidas in Westfield. During that time, so I'd met Brian. Another guy, Nathan Headley. So Nathan is my longest friend, known him since I was like 4 or something. Nathan said to me, they both used to work for a youth charity. Brian still does. He heads up the football there for Reaching Higher. And they kind of said to me, Nathan was on his B license and he wanted me to come down to his visit. So I was like, yeah, cool. That's when I met Anthony Ferguson. Okay. So I met Anthony that day. He brought us all out to a coach's day out. It was at, where's the England training ground?
St. George's.
Yeah, went to St. George's Park. That day absolutely changed my life. I met Hope Powell that day, and Hope Powell's the only black female coach at the time, and I was blown away that day. I met all these different people, and from then I thought, why are you acting like you don't want to coach? Do you know what I mean? Stop acting like you don't want to coach. This is what you want to do.
I always thought that when I used to play, like coaching, when I sort of went sideways off everything, and then, well, why didn't you, like, you're a good person, like, I've seen you coach, you can coach. And I'm sort of like, nah, man, I wanted to play. Like, the coaching side was for the players that sort of, and I had that really negative mentality.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. What was the...
For me, do you know what, for me, I come out of jail and I had nothing, like, obviously come out to jail to nothing. I thought, you know what, I really got to sort myself out. Like, is this road life? I'm 25, I'm not rich from doing anything on the roads. So what is an alternative? And when you think of it logically, I went through jobs, building with my dad. Also my love was football. So when I thought of it that way, is I've disregarded coaching, but I love football. Like, that's the only thing that I could sit there quiet. You start talking about football, and I took the back legs off you, you know what I mean, about football. So then it was like, let's get into that. And then I met Chris McGinn, who done my level 1. And I think Chris had a way of, he knew I didn't want to be there, but he had a way of keeping me there. So he saw potential in me and found a way of teaching me personally. So I'll be sitting there like, this is, look, I don't want to do traffic lights. I just stand there because this don't interest me. But he had stories about football that captivated me and kept me interested, and that's what it was. And I think you meet people on journeys in football, and Chris was the one for me that kept me there. He done my level 1, I done the old school model, so I done level 1, youth mod 1, youth mod 2, then done my level 2 with Anthony and Corey. And another one, stories could tell you the way he interacted with you is. I think you remember people in football and things like that, and these people had a good way of keeping you engaged, and that's what it was for me, the engagement side of things, which was good. So, and I think both of them are very good at talking. Even for me, I saw Anthony. We played AFC pre-season, and I hadn't seen him since my level 2, but he remembered me. Little things like that knows that I've done something to leave an impression on him for him to remember me. So I think that's key.
I think it's similar what you're saying. It was just a love for football. So it's like, why are you working at Adidas? Why are you in the bank when you know that this is what you want to do? It was, but the struggle was, I'm working a 40-hour week at Adidas, shift work as well. So I'm doing 7 till 4, whatever, 2 to 11. And I'm a manager. So that 2 to 11 is not 2 to 11. You're working before that and after that. So your days off, your staff are still ringing you. Like, do you know what I mean? So, and I'm working at the youth charity, but I'm volunteering. So I could have a 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. shift. But I've just come from a school in the morning and I'm coaching and it's for free. So it got to a point where I'm thinking, if you do this for free, what if there's money in it? So and it just started to play on my mind, and I'm already working 40 hours plus the voluntary time. So it's like, this is a no-brainer, but I can't let go of the money. And we all know you start off coaching, it doesn't pay well. Do you know what I mean?
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
So how am I going to leave my big full-time job? And these times I'm living on my own, driving, do you know what I mean? I've moved out my mum's, I'm living life. So
it's a big decision.
It's a big decision.
Because I think sometimes as people, fear is a massive thing. So when you weigh up the options, it tells you don't go for coaching because how are you going to
financially doesn't pay off.
But if it's your passion and your love and you're confident in what you can do, as I said, like volunteering at Fulham, I had to volunteer for 7 months.
That's crazy.
Then it was like, but obviously that voluntary period was my own fault because of my background. So it's like now I can't go. It's my fault why I had to volunteer that long, so I had to stick with it. Then you go casual working from volunteering.
So the thing is that even my first ever coaching job was a sheer coincidence. I was walking in East Croydon one time and my friend rang me, my friend saw me and said to me, "Oh, Sian, I just saw you in East Croydon, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just doing whatever I'm doing, whatever." He said to me, "Oh, like, what are you doing with yourself now?" So I'm working at Adidas, I'm coaching part-time. He said, "You know what, funnily enough, I'm in the shisha place with a girl, and that girl's brother runs his own academy, George."
Oh, wow. Do you remember George? You played with George at Colliers, man. Black George, he runs Pick-Up Academy. George.
They want to set up a girls' academy, side of the academy, and they need a female to run it. So what you saying?
Perfect. Do you want...
So I was like, all right. So I sat down with George. Small world. George has already done his background checks on me, basically. So I went to school with his fiance.
Wow.
Was it his fiance? His fiance's brother? I don't even remember. But anyway, she knows me. No, I never went to school with her. I went to school with her best friend, who was a couple years above me. And like I said, from school, everyone just knows me as the girl that used to kick ball.
I'm with you.
Do you know what I mean? So that's where the CRBs come. Oh, I remember her. She used to kick ball. Cool. Then, and he knew my brother. It was just mad, basically. So anyway, I've gone for like, not an interview, but like an informal chat. Now, George will tell you, the money that he was offering me was nowhere near what I was on at Adidas, So I'm thinking, I'm going to have to give up my flat. I'm driving a brand new Q3. I'm going to have to give that up. So it's a big thing, I'm going to have to move back to my mum's because financially, this doesn't make sense. So I had to take some time to think about it, but I did. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to take it because if I don't do it, I'm never going to do it. Do you know what I mean? I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to do it. So I done it. So I worked for George for 2 years. So I was the head of girls at Pick-Up Academy. Numbers are low as well. But we made that work, man. We made that work.
Is obviously working in the football industry. Whenever you look at girls' programs, the numbers are always low. Why is that? Do you think?
Do you know what I think it is? Because what we spoke about earlier about the aspirations. Parents look at their sons and think Project Mbappe. Right. Let's go. Because the bread that my son can make me is mad. Parents might encourage their daughters to play football. But why are you encouraging your daughter to play football? Because it's fun. Because it's nice.
There you go. To keep
active. Give them something to do. Keep active.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? Not because it's Project Rachel Yankee.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know
what I mean? So that's why. So I think that girls don't have the same ambition to go and play football. So for any girl that plays football, they love it.
Well, that's
they
what I was
really
going to say.
Love it.
Do you reckon that's slightly changing now? Because I feel like as
yeah,
much
but
as
the money's still not like.
What would you say the highest earners? I don't know about.
You can
women's
Google
football.
it. On average, average salary about 30k a year.
30k.
Yeah, a year. These men are getting this a week.
Top elite.
So, for example, so I'm playing at Millwall now.
Yeah.
We don't get paid, but there will be Millwall first team players that sit on the bench every single week and probably don't even sniff the grass of Millwall.
Yeah.
But they'll be getting 600, $1,000 a week.
That's
probably.
crazy.
But do you think I can get my petrol paid for?
Yeah.
No. And that's not to disrespect the club because
of course.
Millwall really look after me. Do you know what I mean? Or look after us. But
they're a massive community club as well.
Very,
what they're doing
very,
in the
very.
community, really good stuff. So let's go. So obviously AFC. So Millwall. How did you end up at Millwall?
Okay, I left Victoire now with no club, loose, just left.
Free agent again.
Had enough of losing, just got tired of it. Said Donovan, Don, I love you, bro, but I gotta go. And he even understood, like he was like, Sean, I get it. Like we're getting piped 7-8-0. I'm a left back.
No, Donny, SCR Donny.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's what I was playing for.
That's
That's what I was playing for. So I just went out on a whim. I just thought, you know what, right? So where can I go and trial, basically? So I went Fulham.
Yeah.
Applied, sent someone an email, trialed at Fulham. Sent someone an email at Whiteleaf. No, actually, I knew someone that played at Whiteleaf and she told me to go down the trial. Millwall, though, Anthony Ferguson.
Okay.
So at St. George's Park, we had a kick around, basically. I'm the only female that's kicking ball. It's like 30 man or something stupid, something dumb, but it's whatever. Anthony said to me after that day, where are you playing? And I was like, oh, just get me out. Just basically, Anthony was like, right, hear what I'm saying. When you're ready to kick ball properly, let me know.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. So I finished off my season, called him. I think I'm ready now. I'm done with all the joke stuff now. Let's go. He sent an email over to a guy called Nick at Millwall. So I went into trial, and I was trialing at all three places. So even there's a mate. There was a time where I did 90-minute trial for Fulham game. Just left there, straight to Millwall, 90 minutes as well. I couldn't walk for about 3 or 4 days. I couldn't walk. And Millwall played me up front. I told them, put an application for my left back. And they played me up front. And what's mad is that, so I done the Fulham 90 minutes, left back, come and played for Millwall, stuck me up front. I ain't got a clue what I'm doing. It's been a long time since I played a striker, So I'm trying to think as a coach. So I'm trying to sit in the gaps and I'm trying to think, right, let me try and sit in between defenders. I'm little, so I don't want you touching me. Do you know what I mean? So let me try and sit in between the gaps and that, trying to think as a coach. Anyway, bagged a hat-trick that day,
So I was just about to say, did you bag?
Bagged the hat-trick. I'm shitting bricks because I'm thinking, I'm not trying to play here. This is a one-off. Do you know what I mean? And the team was playing was dead, so it's like, anyone could have bagged a hat-trick today. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to do all of that. Anyway, Nick ended up leaving and we got in Colin Reid. I don't know if you don't know Colin Reid.
No, I don't think I do.
Anyway, very, very crazy style of management. But we were unbeaten. We went unbeaten. So it was Nick that said, we'll sign her. Yeah. But that's fine. But please don't sign me as a striker because that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
But then eventually, new manager come in. I told him this is what I want to play. And then, I'm still here 2 years later.
And what's it like there? What's it like playing there week in?
It's good. Facilities are fantastic. We're at Fisher's Ground.
Oh, is that where you are?
4G, 4G every week. Level of coaching is very good.
What's the level of play standard of playing like?
It's changed. Don't get me wrong. I think the first season was probably higher in terms of standard. Obviously, we went unbeaten. This year, we've got a lot of younger players in that are starting to adjust. But the standard's good. Like the Lamberflow have come. Like you can vouch. Like we'll kick ball basically. Like we're not on some Lompit route one. Like we'll actually like get it popping when we can. But it's difficult because like women's football's not like men's. And when
what would you say the differences are?
There's a lot more. You get prepped. I think. I think you get a lot more preparation. So let's say at SCR. Under 16s, under 18s, under 21s, under 23s, resis.
The gap between like
women, there's none of that. There's none of that. You get under 18s if you're lucky.
And then straight into senior.
Yeah,
there's no and that's what I'm saying is I think when you look at sort of if you go girls football like little league, I was reading something the other day like stat wise the drop off from when you finish little league to girls actually going I want to carry on playing is massive.
Yeah, because the gap is the thing is that with any player, whether you're a boy or a girl, that little adjustment between 7 aside to 11 aside. Like I noticed that when you've got under 12s players and they go up to under 13s, it's a big gap because of the pitch size. So they've got a lot to adjust to. So it's the same for girls. It's no different. Except now you've got a 16-year-old. I was quite lucky at Croydon that I did 2 years of under 18s and then I went up. But Millwall don't have an under 18s. They under 16 straight into first team. So if you're 16, 17, let's say, there's a lot of stuff that you could look sick are under 16, but I'm 27. So if you think I'm gonna let a 16-year-old come and run rings around me, no chance. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, and like I'm saying, and when I was 17, 18, even 19, playing my first lot of first team football, I got women pinching me, putting their fingers in my bum. All this, you know what I mean? Do you think what these 41-year-olds? They won't do that to you. They won't do that to you because they got kids that age. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They're not rapping with you, so it's like these things will happen. Do you know what I mean? So even down to you'll find your first 2-footed tackle as a winger. When I went from striker to left wing, I was getting kicked up in the air, left, right, and centre.
You've been sent off.
No, I've been booked. That's it. Yeah, I've been booked. But even then, I can count on one hand. No, I've been booked once. Actually, I got sin bin last year. Now I think about it, I could count how many times I've been booked, but booked once for throwing a ball in a girl's head because she was jumping at me out throwing.
Yeah, okay.
So you know they're taking a throw in and she's right in front of
your face.
So I just licked her in the head. Why are you doing that?
Do you know what I was going to say to you? So see that now, obviously, still playing at Millwall now and coaching. How do you juggle the two? Do you find yourself trying to coach some of the younger players?
The managers asked me to.
Yeah, but even like naturally, do you watch some of the younger girls and think, bundles of ability, maybe shit attitude, try and nurture them and help them a bit? Does that coaching come out of you, or do you stay player mode and sort of fix up? And
I think, because of the kind of environment that Millwall have got, they've kind of given me a platform to say if you want to help the players out, you can. The first season though, no, I'm not coaching at all. No, I used to keep my mouth shut in that change room. Any of them players can ask, I used to come to ball, train, leave. I'm not here to make no friends. I'm not here to chat to no one. I'm here to do none. I'm not here to coach, especially because my position wasn't secure yet. So when I come in, I was fighting for my position with another girl. She got released eventually. So when
you won.
Yeah, I won the battle, but it wasn't. Do you know what's funny though? Yeah, do you know what's funny? Not even on a big-headed thing. Yeah, it wasn't ability that won the battle. It was her bad attitude.
Really?
Yeah, I played. I'm riding the bench, and I'm not used to riding the bench. You know, So if there's anything that I could say to a young player, if you can get through riding the bench, you'll make it.
I think
that's a good point.
You'll make it. Trust me, you'll make it.
That's one of the hardest things to do.
Yeah, riding the bench,
especially if you believe in yourself.
Yeah, that's
100%.
Do you know what I think is what I always say now? A lot of the boys. So see if we could be playing and you say, all right, you're going to bring someone off and people come. You could be winning 3-0, 4-0.
I was the worst, bro.
Yeah,
I was the worst.
Players would be pissed.
I could have a hat trick. 1 minute left. You take me off.
But the thing is, I think players take being substitutes so personally now, and it's. I remember. Was it Easy Glow Lambeth? He took off Windsor at the Portland game. Yeah. And Keeler, and I was like, I was standing next to both of them, and I was thinking, oh my god. But you come back and won the game. But it's just about managing the game. But I think young people.
Well, Win just scored the equaliser.
Yeah, for the penalty. But even just in football, I remember having Peanut at SCR, and he got dragged at Shearwater. I'm like, oh my god. And the things that he was saying, I'm like, he was knackered. Don't get me wrong. On that day, he was unreal for us, but he was knackered.
But the thing is that you don't always get dragged because you're playing badly.
I know. That took me a long time to understand that.
It managed the game.
Yeah, it's just, it could be for any reason.
If you're playing Saturday and you're winning 4-0 and you got a winger that's...
But it's bad habit as well, because I think I was used to just not being that guy that comes off. So when you go higher, I think you need to understand.
And don't help you. You got players. Why did he take
this is it.
You got players who will say, "Why did he take you off?"
Oh my god! You're in the bench and the players are in your head,
bro.
Why would he take you off?
Why take you off? I thought you played. I wouldn't have took you off.
Yeah, that's it.
Trust me. That whole period was crazy. I've come to Millwall. I've never ridden the bench in my whole playing career. And I'm thinking this is nuts. But you know what? I'm not going to take it away from the other girl. She's a good player. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to have to ride my time. And then a Palace game come.
Yeah.
And I started that game. I don't think she was at training. I can't remember. But I started. 70 minutes has all gone by now. I'm still on the pitch. Every time I hear thinking, it's going to be me. You know what I mean? It's going to be me. But it wasn't. I remember about 75th minute, I'm taking a throw in down our end and I see the girl that I'm fighting with walk out the stadium. Walk out the ground. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? Yeah, anyway, Millwall train Mondays and Wednesdays, yeah? So if we've got a game on Sunday, we're back in the next day. Yeah. So Monday now, she got pulled in for a meeting, never come back.
Yeah,
and then
apparently like that. Yeah. I've done it.
But
I've done it, but that wasn't that type of level.
And I haven't lost my position there since. So it wasn't me. So really and truly, of course, I tried to work hard, but it was actually her attitude that let her down. It wasn't really anything to do with anything that I'd done spectacular.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's talk about your coaching career.
Yeah.
So coach. At what level did you start? Did you say coaching kids?
Yeah, so I was at Reach and Higher coaching the under 14s boys.
Yeah.
So I started there. I came under a guy called Fernando. I was just kind of just like supporting him, catching the ropes. Then I went up to those under 14s, obviously a lot of them moved up to under 16s.
They used to have a massive tournament every year, Reaching Higher, innit? Was it?
Yeah, they still do.
They still do it. Yeah,
they still do
it. That's exactly. When I was at Fulham, we used to take a few teams.
Fulham are regularly there. Yeah.
So decent, but every year it's massive, like community.
Is it
massive?
Young kid ones or just
all the way up?
All the way up to men's.
All the way up to men's. Yeah, to men's as well. So it's decent.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. So then I went up with Brian to the under 16s.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. To this day, that under 16 season, I think it's one of the best we've both had.
Yeah.
It was. Stuff that I've seen from players during that season. I don't think me and Brian will ever be able to replicate that environment again.
Serious.
It was crazy. We had like the competitiveness every week, the willingness to learn. The players were so coachable. The numbers were always good, and the results were great. And there was even a time where a boy slid, just lost his footing. We was like, let's say we're 2-1 up or something. I can't even remember. But anyway, basically he slipped and the opposition's come through, scored, won the game, yeah. Alex was in tears. This game doesn't mean anything, by the way. It's just league football, yeah. Alex was in tears. All the players have come over to us. Me and Brian have said, no. Alex needs you lot. These lot have come, hugged Alex, group hug. Like, there's 15.
That's
15, 16. No, Alex, it wasn't your fault and we're still going to win the league and we're going to do it for you.
Nice,
and da-da-da.
That's amazing.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like
think
that.
nowadays, because it's very easy. Do you know, football's a very emotional sport. And I've even been times like, fucking shit, bro. That's shit.
Yeah. What do you mean you slipped, bro? Joke, man.
But that's testament to the coaches as well, because some players, they reflect what they learn from coaches.
But there was a lot of stuff in that environment that like I would take now, like especially with younger players, like no swearing. We don't swear at the players. We don't talk to them mad.
They do programs around that sort of stuff.
Yeah, because they do mentoring and
was
stuff.
it hard implementing those type of rules to
me? Because my mouth is foul. So when I come in, like I remember, these lot will tell you. I remember the first time I coached girls. And one of the first things I said is, if it's anything about girls' football, don't be a pussy. That's the first thing I said, yeah. And one of the coaches looked at me like, Sian, shut up. Like, what are you doing? From then, I never saw.
Do you know what? How did you... What was the difference between coaching girls and coaching boys? Did you?
That's a big question.
Yeah.
That's a
You want me to
big
go
question.
there?
Yeah, that's it.
That's a
The difference
big
between
question.
coaching boys, boys are ball. They don't think about nothing else, yeah? Football. I'm not interested in anything else except for football, yeah? Girls now, whatever is going on off the pitch, they cannot switch off. They cannot come to this pitch and forget about whatever's going on. They can't do it. So because of that, girls, you're not just a coach, basically.
I get you.
You're a mentor, you're a big sister, you're a mum, you're this.
Of course.
Because you need to tailor for all of these emotions. I've had players, I said this on the last podcast on the other day. I've had players look me in my face in one-to-ones, and tell me I don't want to pass her the ball because she pissed me off in class yesterday. I want to wrap my hands around her. I think to myself, are you dumb? Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you mean?
And that's what I was going to say then. How do boys respond to authority and girls? So in terms of...
Do you know what? I'm not going to lie. Maybe I've been a little bit sweet in this aspect, but I've never had... Okay, teenage boys are going to act disrespectful when they're ready, I've never been disrespected as a female.
Okay.
Never. I've never had a boy say anything mad to me like about being a female. But I've noticed that I don't talk shit. So there's not like.
But do you set your marker as soon as you walk in? Like, okay, I'm a female coach, but what I'm gonna let you know is that you can't. But not verbally say it, but you let them know you're not gonna. Do
you know what I think? Like because my second year of pickup, obviously they joined with Wharton and Hersham, So I've left under 16s. I'm now coaching 16 to 19 girls. And that was just about, I wouldn't say behaviour managing, but it was more about managing their attitudes to each other and trying to bring a sense of togetherness with them. When I've come to back to boys football now and I'm doing the Wharton and Hersham under 18s, those boys, most of them were a dream to coach. Like I'm saying, willingness to learn, coachable, and it was good. But I never really had to come in and set a real precedent. But I coach with assertiveness anyway.
I get you.
Regardless.
So they knew this. You know what
they
you're
kind
talking
of knew,
about.
I'm not coming to play games.
Because I think players pick up on that quickly.
Well, that's what I was saying. Coaching styles can be a big. Players know by your coaching style whether they can or can't take the piss.
This is it.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is it.
that's
Yeah,
a fact.
and I
And
think
that's
you
a
do
big
get.
fact.
I do ask though in a male environment quite early.
Yeah.
Is there going to be an issue with me being a female? Let it be out now.
Big. That's
But that's what I was going to say. So you'll very rarely find someone that will say yes. But have you come across anyone that in their they've said no, but in their behaviour, it's like...
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask you, like, even going to the Tooting Beck job. So now this is men.
Yeah.
Have you ever given, like, is there any that thought of, he don't want to listen to me?
Yeah.
Like,
with Tooting, no, you
No,
know. With Tooting, no. With the boys, though,
Yeah.
yeah. But the boys that didn't want to listen, don't want to listen full stop. It wasn't personal to me.
Yeah, I get you.
And I think, do you know what it is? Then it's sort of proof that it's the persona of a female working in a male dominated sport. Because everything you just said is it's the people that don't want to learn whether it's male or female, not because I'm a female.
Yeah,
and I think that's
you just
the
don't want to
stigma
learn.
that people are stuck with is it's a female working in a male dominated sport. Well, actually, it's actually
The
quite
thing is
refreshing to
that
hear that. The
Players are
reception-
fine.
Yeah.
Players are cool. It's opposition managers that used to get grief from.
Really?
It was
For
never
real?
players. Yeah. It was opposition managers. It was like I'd walk into a game and
Yeah, listen.
and
You've had this one,
I've had opposition managers say to me, oh hi, there's the physio room's on the right.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, thank you. I'll let the physio know when.
Yes.
What am I supposed to say?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I'll let them know when he gets here. Or like, I was at another club one time and I was sat in the, because I'm a female, I don't go in the change room when the boys are getting changed.
Yeah.
So and because they're young as well, so it's like it just looks mad. So I'm not trying to be in there, So I'll sit somewhere else. Now most of the time I'm probably filling out the team sheet. That's probably what I'm doing, So I was in a bar one time filling out the team sheet, and one of the opposition staff members came up to me and said something to me like, "Oh, can you just point me in the direction of Walton's manager?" So I said, "Oh, you're speaking to her," and he said to me, "No way." And I said, yeah. And these times we're top of the league, yeah? So he said to me, there's a woman behind this mastermind then. Behind the fact that you lot are top of the league.
There's
I said,
always a woman behind the mastermind.
there's a woman behind the mastermind. I said, behind every great man.
Hey.
So that's it. And he was really like, oh my gosh, what's your playing philosophy like? It's like he wanted to pick my brains, basically.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I was saying to him, probably no different to yours.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you just don't expect it to come from a woman.
So,
do you know what I mean? That's what it is.
Why did you want to coach in the men's game? So as you said, I don't know any other female coach at our level, like being step 5 or whatever. I don't know any other female coaches. Full stop in the men's game.
That's full
I
stop.
don't, what was the thought behind that? Because a lot of people tend to follow suit. And now you strike me as someone that is very confident, and I feel like any environment you're put into, you're striving for the best.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's a fact.
But what was that?
Was it something you wanted to do? Or was it something that said that
I
you
think
should
because
do?
my first taste of coaching was boys.
Okay.
So that's what I adapted to. I still find coaching girls hard now. I'm still trying to grasp what is right for them. And maybe a little bit of it is upbringing. All my cousins are boys, and my first friend was a boy, and it's like I'm just used to being able to talk to boys or men. So it's like maybe that. But I think that with girls, it's like I love mentoring girls. I love like being able to show them there is a journey here that you can go on and make. However, coaching them is very, very hard. It's very testing. Whereas boys,
is that due to ability? Anything to do with ability?
No, because I think you can get poor ability in boys. So it's just like it is what it is. Yeah. So I think if anything, girls are probably more willing to learn, I think, than boys are in terms of their ability. Yeah, I think they're more willing to learn. But girls academically are smarter than boys.
There you go,
So that's more why.
mature,
That's facts. Girls are academically more smarter than boys. So because of that, girls are. I can literally say to a girl,
Explain
open up
something.
your body and do this, and she will be brave enough to
boy,
give
you
it
have to
a
go there and turn him and
literally physically show him what he needs to do. Do you know what I mean? And because of that, it was like, and I suppose maybe it's the male coaches or the men that I'm around, Brian, Nathan, Anthony, Pitts, Donovan, even the last lot. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Winge, like, do you know what I mean? So all of these lot have always.
He didn't get
Global as well, man. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, Dorsey, but he knows, bro. So let's not do all of that. But yeah, so all of these people I've always been very looked after. So the men's environment doesn't seem scary to me.
Yeah.
But I know why women are not coaching in the men's environment.
Well, do you know what I was going to say?
I know why.
The next question was going to be, is to date there's never been a female manager.
Yeah.
In the men's game.
Yeah.
Why?
I think there's a few reasons. I think generationally, our generation and above are not used to women in football regardless. Yeah. So there's always going to be dinosaurs. There's always going to be people that are going to be calling me the physio and all that kind of nonsense. Yeah. I've even got called a ref the other day, actually. I thought I've upgraded from a phys. So yeah, there's all of that kind of stuff. I think if you're I'm gonna put this out there, if you're a gay woman, I think it'll be easier for you. Yeah, because then you're untouched, basically.
Okay.
Being a straight female in a man's environment is very, very hard. And I think that is the real reason as to why women haven't gone anywhere, but the environment can often feel very suffocating if you've got male coaches trying to chat to you, or you've got players that they want you to coach them, but we know why. Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
so all of that stuff basically becomes very suffocating. So and it's very difficult for you to filter out the good from the bad. Now, I suppose in terms of I've got very good people around me, if I have a bad day coaching, let's say, or I have a bad day, I can easily phone Doors, yo D, listen, these lot are pissing me off. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And at least I've got a level-headed person to be like,
but I think that's very important to have that, to try and build that support network around you for when you are having bad days. Because if you're in an environment where you feel suffocated by the people who are around you, then you hold that in. There's no one to ring at the end of the day and go, I had the bad day. You hold it in, and then sometimes you carry that into the next day.
Yeah, you do. But the problem is with that, is that it's all well and good. Yeah, I can phone Doors, I can phone Brian, I can phone Nathan, but you lot are not at work with me.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? You're not by my side at work with me. So it's still me that you can give me all the advice in the world, but when I go back to work, it's me that's got to manage all this nonsense. Do you get what I'm trying to say? The thing is that I can't, because there was times where like I'm ready to quit. It's got that bad. Do you know what I mean? That I'm thinking maybe this coaching stuff isn't for me. Maybe I just need to take my A-levels and my qualifications and my experience and just send myself back to the bank and go back to earning the money that I was earning. But similar to what you said is that, like, when I think about quitting, what else am I going to do? There's nothing else that I really want to do. I haven't called in sick in 3 years. I can't remember the last time I thought, I don't fancy it today.
There'll be nothing. There's nothing else I can do and be happy the way I'm happy.
No. Like I wake up and I don't think, the work is long. The only thing that's long is when it's raining and it's cold. That's it. But otherwise, I'm living the dream almost. Like, so I can't.
Does it become? So as we said, so the level that you're coaching at now, when you look into the pro game and that, is it an aspiration to work in the pro game as a female coach?
Yeah, like if the dream for me, the dream, if you see me in 10 years and I've done it, remember this time. I would want like a under 18s Arsenal or under 18s. If I got West Ham, oh my God, I've made it. But like, I would take a Chelsea or whatever, an under 18s youth
I see
team.
it happening, no? Whether it's with Sean or not someone else.
Well, that's what I was going to say is, I think football's changing a little bit now, but I was going to say, is it disheartening to know that you have that aspiration, but having that aspiration and no one's done it yet? So does it make that? Does it make it harder?
Because
no one's
who do I look to?
Yeah.
Who do I look and think I want to be like?
Who do you look to? Like in terms of female coaches,
I don't.
You want to say?
I don't. Yeah. My first idol in terms of coaching was Hope Powell. Yeah. Now there's Emma Hayes. What's the Man United manager's name? I forgot her name now, but she's hard as well. But they're in women's games. So it's like, and the thing is that that's another thing that you get as a woman is that no matter how many times I expressed myself, I want to go to boys, I want to go to men's, someone will phone me, I want to run a girls program, do you want to come and run? Do you know what I mean? I've got a girls team, do you want to come and coach? And I just think, like, how many times have I got to tell you, like, I don't want to coach girls? Do you know what I mean? Not because I don't want to coach girls, but I just prefer coaching boys or men. And Tooting Beck was an absolute... Ask Winger, when he first came over to Lambeth, I said to Winger, let me run a session, please. All now, I can't have this session. All now. But I'd said to Winger, please, man, let me just run one session. It doesn't matter now because we ended up at Tooting. Obviously, it didn't work out, but I never had no issues with those players at Tooting Beck. Not one. I still get players messaging me now. Thank you so much.
What's the next move in terms of coaching?
I think
any exclusives.
There's one that I can't give away. There's one that I can't give away.
Okay, we'll talk off camera.
Yeah, there's one that I can't give away. Yeah, we'll talk about that after.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
We'll talk about that after. And do you know what? In terms of men's football, I want Brian to go and do well, basically, and then if he brings me, that's fine. But I also need to take into consideration that I'm finishing off my level 2. I want to go and do my B license. So take away that I'm female as a man, that's hard enough as it is. Do you know what I mean? To go into a men's game on just a level 2. So and I want to finish that and then get on my B license and then hopefully. I don't know if I'd want to be a first team men's manager, but I'm happy to kind of go on Brian's journey, if that makes sense. Like if Brian gets a job somewhere and he says, yeah, Sian, come, I'd come.
Do you know what? When I was at Colliers, I think Colliers was the biggest learning curve for me because it was a job that I shouldn't have taken, but I knew I had to take to be where I am now. So someone said to me once that you're a very good coach, but you got years to become a good manager, and that differentiation between a coach and a manager.
Well, I mean, we could talk about I don't know what you think the difference is between a coach and a manager, and I think only the best can do both.
Yeah. To manage, and in terms of manage a club, a team, people, and coach players is 2 completely different things.
Yeah. Well, I've never managed or coached.
But I think it's hard to, only the best can do both.
Only the best can do both. And I think the thing is that I think the management side of things, obviously there's team selection, you need brain cells. You can't just not have brain
of course.
cells. So you need brain cells. But at the same time, I know personally I'm a big people person.
Yeah.
So I want to know if your mum's sick.
Yeah.
She was sick yesterday.
And I think that's key.
And that's why you wasn't playing well today. I want to know that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
getting to know your players is
I'm really big on getting to know your players.
I think that's the most powerful thing as a manager, to be able to motivate your team and for them to actually believe in you as a person first.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like tactics can only take you so far. You can have the best tactics in the world, but if they don't buy into it, then you're not going to get nowhere.
Yeah, this is it.
So I think if you've got good relationships with your players, I think that's step 1. So if you're a good people person, like you say you are, I think that's one of the main keys to being a successful manager from the outside looking in.
I think as a manager, but then as a coach now, you've got to love the grass. You've got to love being on the grass. You got to really have a passion for sitting down planning sessions.
Yeah, 1 million.
Really doing it properly, and being on the grass. Literally, I'm thinking, right, we want to work on playing out from the back today. How am I going to do it? And sit down for 45 minutes and really think about how you're going to deliver this message and the coaching points that you're going to get out.
There
and
you
even have to go through scenarios. And I learned this a lot from Anthony. You have to go through scenarios in your mind. Is when this happens, I'm going to freeze the play right there so that I can get the players to look at this picture. That's a whole nother
And that's
graph.
what I was going to say.
That's a whole nother
one thing that's hard. See, when you're trying to create pictures and it's freeze, you got players that don't want to, this is long. So but they don't understand to why you're freezing it because you want them to look at pictures.
Yeah. I've had players come to me next day after training, and tell me they're not coming back to the next training session because they didn't touch the ball for 12 minutes during the session, and I'm doing playing out from the back. He was a winger or something, so his touches on the ball are very low. Very limited, so I'm trying to break down to him now. How long do you think you've got the ball for out of 90 minutes? I don't know, he's telling me about 20. I said, in what world do you think you touched the ball for 20 minutes? So when I broke it down to him, I said, out of 90 minutes, you're on the ball for 2, max.
2 minutes.
2 minutes out of 90 minutes. So that indicates to me that your off the ball mind has to be way more elite than what you can do on the ball.
You have to be able
so
to
when we're
affect the
playing
game,
out from the back, your positioning does mean something.
Of course it does.
What you do when we do not have the ball really means something. So our right back might have the ball and you're a left winger, but by you tucking in, if it breaks down, you're already there. You're saving yourself legs. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So you might not have touched the ball for 12 minutes in that session, but trust me, it makes a difference. But if you're, like you said, if players don't buy into that, as far as they're concerned, why have I not touched the ball is cold for the last 12 minutes? But you're going to do that in a game. In a game, you're not going to touch the ball for 12 minutes.
I think players are used to repetition, so they're used to a style coming. They've trained the way they've trained for however long. So as soon as you introduce something new, sometimes naturally you're gonna get some people that don't want to.
I think there's a lot of players nowadays. If you're a player, I want you to play. Don't be a coach. That's my job. A lot of players watch YouTube. They watch Match of the Day, so they have their own perception of football, which is fine. But you have to be able to differentiate between the two. This is the way we want to play, and you have to understand we're doing it this way to get this goal. Where a lot of players go, but what I wanted to do, no, I didn't ask.
Well, see, the thing is, look, what we was talking about earlier, is that like you have players nowadays. Players need to play to how their manager wants you to play. Yeah. But then you've got a fight between boxing your creative players. So your players that they wanna express themselves, they wanna get creative, they wanna do this. They, in those kind of environments, they feel like they're in a box. I can't. What do you mean? Why do I have to just be rigid and do what you tell me to do?
Yeah. 2 touches.
Yeah, do you get what I'm trying to say? I had like a central three Walton Portuguese boys. Yeah, so they all used to speak Portuguese to each other. 2 of them were brothers. Sick link up, but in the central area, oh my god, I couldn't take them taking 35 touches. It was winding me up. So I had to do a session on, in these thirds, I want 2 to 3 touches, but in this area, by all means, express yourself. Basically, even then, you have to understand that Messi, 6 out of 10 he's got in regards to winning 1v1s. And that this is Messi we're talking about, and his completion rate is 6 out of 10. So
what makes you think you're gonna?
What makes you think that for every 10 players you take on, you're gonna get 9 out of 10? You're not. So let's just be realistic now.
That's the key word, being realistic.
And it's about being able to
realistic expectations are massive.
100%. 100%.
Do you reckon it's important to have the right management team as well? Because like you said, you got like a manager, you got a coach, then you got the help. So what happens? What I've seen, obviously. Again, I haven't been in a pro environment, but what I've seen just at the non-league or semi-pro is a lot of time there's a detachment between the management team. So you have a manager that's got one way he wants to do, then you got a coach that he's going along with the manager, but the coach, he's got his own secret agendas.
The thing is that that's for me, you're waiting to just fail basically, but your management and coaches have to be singing from the same hymn sheet. And if you're not, then you're gonna have clashes. It's gonna break down. I've been there. I've had
situations. Your players as well.
Your players know when there's a break.
You allow players and you allow your players to have an agenda. You know.
Facts.
If it's shit at the top, it's gonna be shit at the bottom.
This is it. I've been in situations where I've had players that have been rude in the group chat, let's say, or when you're in a college program. In fact, no, let me use that as an example. College program, kids haven't done their work. So if I'm head of academy or I'm running this team, and they haven't done their work, you don't play. We're in a college program, so your work comes first, your football comes after, So don't get me wrong, I'll allow a couple of assignments and that because I know how it gets, But if you're really behind or you're late consistently, all of this nonsense you want to keep up in the classroom, basically, the whole point of this is a program and they don't work separately. So if your work's not done, you don't play. Now, I'll have people above me come and say to me, oh no, but Sian, but we need him because of this game and blah blah. Now, obviously you would have done your badges, Development football is the key word here. You don't actually win anything at the end of this. It's just bragging rights between this you and his brethren. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's development football. So therefore, I'm there to develop them as individuals and players. So you need to learn that being late doesn't get you a pro contract. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Not getting your head down does not get you a pro contract.
They don't understand what you're trying to teach them.
But when you've got other coaches or other managers or directors saying to you, no, but we need him. And I think, not on my morals, not on my watch. Do you know what I mean? Now, there's a clash.
I get you.
And the players can see it. The players can feel it. Do you know what I mean? So after a while, you have to really figure out, can I work with this person or not?
You need I think that's why you find management teams tend to just float around.
That's why,
code of conduct. You need a code of conduct anywhere you go because everyone needs to be on the same page. So if what I believe in and what you believe in are 2 different things, but we have to work together. The first battle was between me and you.
Exactly.
So how can I now? Me and you are battling each other, but I'm telling the players to be a certain way, but we're doing what we're telling them not to do.
It
doesn't make sense.
This is it.
Young people need consistency. Programs, you said, they need to understand that we're trying to set them up. It's life lessons, you know. So if you want to get a pro contract, these are the reasons why we're telling you can't do. You don't do this, But young people want to go from A to C without going through B.
This is it.
They think they see the glitz and glamour, but they don't see the work that has gone into that to get to the glitz and glamour. So, okay,
and I do think that management teams, it's important that they know their roles as well. So like at Tooting Beck, Brian, first team manager, assistant O'Neill. So they do the management stuff. Pitts, head coach. So he would deliver most of the sessions. He would plan stuff based on what the 3 of them I've spoken about. Then me and Nathan would normally be given units. So towards the back end of when we were there, it was a defensive unit we were working on. So me and Nathan would only ever work with let's say, back for maybe a centre mid, maybe, do you know what I mean? Maybe other players dotted around, wingers maybe, but really centre mids and defenders. If we're doing any work at the back, we'll just focus on that. And I would only ever do what Brian would tell me. So if you're asking me to work defensively, I'm not looking at the attackers. We were given very...
If we can see 3 goals, he's asking you why.
100%, yeah, but come and ask me though, because I'm taking accountability. Yes, that's what I'm here to do. Yeah.
Coming away from that a little bit, how has COVID helped or hindered your progression to where you want to go?
My level 2 got stopped, so I should have been done by now. It should have been done in September. Now I just about managed to get block 2 done. So block 3 was meant to be postponed till January. Now I think it's been postponed to March. Now I've been told it's online. So all of that stuff's changed. I've just about managed to get my one in situ done. And my second one, only because I'm coaching at Sutton and they're considered elite, basically. Am I going to be able to get that second visit in? Otherwise, Walton and Hersham, we were top of the league. League is null and void, so I can't put that promotion, or not the promotion. I can't put the win on my CV because it never happened, basically. So that's annoying.
Has there been any positives for you from COVID?
Yeah, definitely. I got a new job in COVID.
There you go.
So I left Pick Up Academy and Sutton called and said, we want you to run our program. So I got a job during that time. So yeah, I can't complain about that. I mean, because we are linked, because we are an elite club, the girls have been able to train this whole time.
Yeah, decent.
3 times a week. They're still playing 3 times a week because we're linked to Sutton. So
that's decent.
Yeah, so that's a positive.
Do you know what I was going to ask you as well? It's probably backtracking a little bit. Is the female game dominated more by young white females than black females?
Yeah, but
why do you think that is?
If I'm being honest, I mean, I think that's just a true representation of England, isn't it? It's like there's just more white people, so that's probably going to make sense. And I think if I really think about it, and this is probably me being deadly honest, is that obviously coming from a mixed race background, mum's black, dad's white. Now, it was my white dad from Walthamstow that encouraged me to play football. My mum wasn't really interested, and from coaching, because I've coached predominantly black players. I don't think in the black community, and I probably speak for females and males, in the black community, I don't think that older generation encourage football that much. So I used to get a lot of players can't come to games because they've got to study, or can't come to games because mum doesn't care about football, basically, or we got an auntie that we need to go to their birthday party or something. So whereas my dad would drop everything to take me to football. It was like he wants to go and play golf that Sunday. No, I'm taking Sian to football. So it was I think in the white demographic, football's like a religion. It's really encouraged. Do you know what I mean? But like in the black community, not so much.
Do you think that's changing?
But is it changing for the right reasons?
No, but that's what we were going to say is, because I think when you look on social media, can be a very good thing or a dangerous thing. I think when you look, there's a lot more young black coaches or black players coming through. But is it for the right reasons?
I don't know. I mean, I'm in a group chat, called Black Coaches Network. There's got to be about 300 people in there. You won't know none of them. There's 300 coaches in that group chat somewhere, coaching somewhere, doing something.
So do you think a lot of these people were, because obviously you went through the whole, there needs to be more black coaches. Do you think there was a lot of giving badges for the sake of giving badges?
100%. I've been told loads of times.
There you go.
Go and apply for your B license because you're female and you're from the black community. Basically, you'll get.
So do you know what? And that's the sad thing is 100%. because what you're not judged on your ability to coach. You're judged again on the thing we're saying. Don't judge people on
I'm put on courses, to fit a demographic.
So what happens? What happens then if you give a young black male or female coach their badge and they go into an environment and they fail and they fail and they fail and they fail? Then what? So and you know that's what I wanted to ask, because you hear it all the time that people are getting badges not because they can coach, but because of the colour of their skin.
You'll get put on the course for that reason anyway. 100%. Yeah, they'll put you on the course for that. Now, the thing is that I think there's only so much you can dwell on that for. So I think I might have been put on my level 2 because I'm female. Tick. Black tick.
But
do
it's
you know what I mean?
down to where you
when I get on the course now, it's my time to shine.
There you go.
At the end of the day,
because there will be people that will take the fact that they're of a different ethnicity. Oh, I can get this, but they won't want to take it anywhere.
Yeah, but you can get on a course, and if you're talking nonsense, you're gonna drown. So regardless of what colour you are, so it's like, and I've seen people on my level 1, which I didn't expect to see, that didn't have a badge, but anyway. So when I'm on the level 1 now, and these men have been in the men's game for time, drowning. In courses, drowning. People are asking them simple questions. Like, I remember I was on one of my level 1s, and the tutor said something like, two things that football's about. And I remember level 1's catered to like under 7s or something. Yeah.
So I don't think you can fail. It's basically attendance.
You can't fail. There's people on level 1 that couldn't even speak English. So it's like you can pass. You can pass. So, and he must have asked something simple like, what do you give? No, what do you need to provide when you're on the ball, and what do you take away when you're not on the ball? Something like that, Now, the question seems complicated, but the answer isn't. Anyway, there's guys in the room. Me, I'm not going to lie, the question kind of threw me a bit, but I'm here to learn, innit? So I'm just sitting there, right, let me just keep my mouth shut. I think all these guys are giving out all these mad answers. And I'm thinking, but you work here, but you work there, but The answer is time and space. That's it. Yeah. When you're on the ball, you need to create time and space. When you're off the ball, you're denying time and space. Very simple stuff. It's not hard. But I'm looking around thinking, but wait, there's a lot of man here. Do you know what I mean? That I've been in non-league, been in men's football for a long time.
And they're failing the basics.
Yeah, and you're failing the basics. Yeah. So when sometimes, as much as people say that badges are not important, I think they are. I think there's a few things. I think really and truly, you probably learn about 20% of your experience on the actual course, but the rest is on the grass. But I do think there are little things that I've learned. You need that
little structure in order then to go and take that structure and to implement how you coach or who you are.
And you would have done the old level 2, So now you're level 2. Your youth modules are.
Do you know what I've done? Stuff. What I wish that. So what they've done, they allow me to do block 3 of the new form level 2.
Level 2,
So when I've done it, I was sort of like, I wish I'd just done the whole new level 2.
Yeah, because it's very player centric now.
Yeah.
So a lot of course there's a lot of practical when you're delivering stuff, but it's more about your ability to coach.
Yeah.
It's not about teaching technical ability, if that makes sense. It's more about like understanding your players and knowing how they tick and why they do the stuff that they do, and has little Rory reacted to this because of that, or has this player done this because of that. And it's about really getting to know the full circle of your players physically, socially, so forth and so forth. So it's not really about what it used to be about, basically. It's very different now.
Cool.
Very different.
But when you find out people that have got these qualifications, some of them, they act like they've made it now.
Yeah, all the gear, no idea.
I know football.
Yeah.
No.
all the gear, no idea.
I've heard people at community sessions who have got their level 2s on their B license saying, these players aren't good for me. It's an after school club.
What the hell?
It's an after school club.
Yeah, what?
It's an after school club. You're telling little Jimmy Smith some mad stuff.
Poor Jimmy.
He's there because his mum can't pick him up from school because she's working. He's there to have fun.
I've seen sessions. Under 11s are doing push-ups and that. I'm thinking,
taking it way too far.
I had an interview when I was working at Fulham, and the guy was like, if you make a mistake, 10 push-ups. And I'm like, you can't do that, bro. This kicks is free. They're coming here.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I think it's I mean, answer to your question basically. I think about the ethnicity stuff. I think it's a through ball. It's an easy through ball. But then once you get on the end of that, you still have to shine. Do you know what I mean? So there's only so far that can take you, basically.
Oh, perfect. Well, I think we're coming to the back end, right? But what I want to ask you, what would your message be to any young females, whether they want to play, because you juggle a lot. You're playing still, you're coaching. So it shows how strong you are as a person to be able to differentiate between the player and the coach. Because that's not easy, because even we got a few players to play and not be a coach when you coach in your day job.
I think what's harder, I don't think it's being able to not coach. I think it's being coachable.
Okay.
Because when I'm at Millwall, I also have to learn.
I'm
no longer a coach. I'm a player and I don't know it all. Do you know what I mean? So I have to allow my coaches to coach me. But that's what I was going to say.
I've had players who play for me who are coaches, and when I'm telling them to do something, they've got their own coaching style, so they want to play how they would coach. They don't want to listen to me. Oh, hang on, I've got my level 2 as well.
But you don't want that from your players, though.
And that's it. So what would your message be to any young female player? Foot player. Let's talk about player first.
I think you need to be kicking ball for the right reasons. I think as long as you're kicking ball for the right reasons, you'll go far. Money is never going to be incentive, let's say. So you need to find your reason why and stick to it. That's probably what I'd probably tell a young female. Just know your reason why.
And what about, what would you tell a young female coach who has the same sort of aspirations as you, who hasn't maybe encountered it doesn't sound like you've had many problems as of yet.
Oh no, I've had problems. We just ain't spoke about it.
Yeah.
But I've had problems.
What would you be your message to a young female coach? Because I at times, as I said, working in a men's day, it could be very discouraging.
Yeah, extremely.
Yeah.
I think you need to be very thick-skinned.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. I think that normal male banter, you need to be thick-skinned for that alone.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because you might not have no filter.
Yeah.
So you need to really be able to take that one already.
Yeah.
Then there's the horrible banter, stuff you don't want.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to not quit, basically, and keep going through the nonsense, basically. Keep going, because eventually there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. Don't get me wrong, I'm still finding my light, but
you can see it.
It will be there. In Jesus' name, amen. Yeah, it will be there. Eventually, we'll get there. So I think for any other female coach that wants to do the same thing, I would just say, don't quit, don't give up, don't let men basically tell you that you can't do it, and I also think that there is a little bit of, how can I put this into words? I think don't let them put you in a box, basically, because they're going to tell you just coach girls.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to, then don't.
Yeah. Perfect. Do you have any more questions, V?
I think we covered a lot, man. It's been interesting for me, obviously, just to see the other side of the fence.
Do you have any questions for us?
Dun, dun.
Do you know what? I asked this question, and I think we ain't spoke about this, so should I have just put the first one to Viv?
How would you feel about a woman being in your environment? Honestly.
Me personally, I think it would 100% come down to how much she knew about the game. If she's saying things and it spoke to me and I thought, do you know what, I can resonate with what she's saying, I'm down for it. I wouldn't count her out straight away. But what I would say, that first session is key.
Do you know what I think it is?
That's another thing I would say. As a female coach, let me give these female coaches a tip. Have a go-to session. Have a session that when you first come and deliver, this session's going to be sick. Because otherwise, as a female, they're looking for reasons to chat rubbish to you.
Yeah.
So have a go-to session that if I rock up and there's 15 players, this is exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Straight away.
I think the hardest thing is to change. As people, we don't like change. So I think when males would see a female come in and be like, it's that fear of change. Hang on a minute. She's a lady. Why is she taking our session? I think it falls down to, for me, is when you're a football person, is if you know football, we talk the same language.
100%.
Yeah.
Talk the same language, and that's what it is for me. It's understanding. It's different now because I think males will look at a female coach and think they're gonna fail. You don't know more about football than me.
Yeah, why would you?
Well, it should be. I don't want you to know more than me. I want you to teach me. So if we can talk football and you can teach me something, then it can work, definitely.
You're gonna get tested.
Of course.
100. I had a 1-to-1 today.
Yeah.
Flipping Ryan.
Yeah.
Tried to test my touch in a session. What's he on? I'm trying to say, and the thing is, that's funny. Is I've got a video of it. I sent it to him like shame. So, but anyway. That was a good one. That was a good clip that I managed to get. So players will do that. Do you know what I mean? You play for Mill, kick the ball at you as hard as they can. Which touch like?
And that's
you touch
that
it
is
nicely,
Ryan all over. You still owe me £25.
Yeah, he does.
V put out the clip. You know, the other day I totally forgot about that and V put it up and I was like, hey, score 5, Ryan. Love that.
This is what I'm trying to say. So you're gonna get tested. It's gonna happen to you. So I think for any coach, if you can't kick ball, don't act like you can in a session because you'll get embarrassed. Yeah. So I think that's why. Don't do it.
What? Best coach with the worst footballing ability? Who is it that you?
Shit.
Do you know what?
You was drama.
Yeah.
Best coach, worst football.
But not when I say that, is there a coach you put like you think he's a sick coach, but he's not really great? Like I struggle with sometimes. Hang on a minute, he can't. Actually,
If you can't play, you better blow me away with what you're saying.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Brian.
Oh my God.
Brian.
And I love Brian but he gets involved. He doesn't care. He gets involved.
Brian, facts. And that's my best friend.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
knows.
yeah.
He knows. I tell him all the time, you're dead at ball. I tell him all the time, you're dead at ball. But he's got the most elite footballing brain cells that I know. But
that's
he's
like Jose.
meaty at ball.
well.
He's
That's
dead. I've kicked ball with Brian. He's whack. He's whack. But I'll tell him all day that he's whack. All day.
You're going to feel stressed. You got slewed for the Chelsea result. Now you're on
Sean's on his neck on.
Yeah, all that. The thing is that when I actually caught what you were trying to say, that was the first name that came to my head.
I wasn't trying to say Brian.
I'm posting this tonight.
I wasn't trying to say.
That's the first name that came to my head. Meaty
But
guy.
you know what I think from us at Your Fresh, I think today's been an actual pleasure. Like,
Thank you.
generally
You too.
very, very much enjoyed it. So thank you for giving up your Sunday evening.
Thank you for giving me the
honestly,
voice.
it's been a pleasure. V, anything else you want?
No, man, that's been good. It's been good, man. It's a good start to the new year,
Cool.
man.
So again, from us, Your Fresh TV Sports, thank you for everyone for liking, subscribing, sending us your message. Without you guys, I say it every week, it does not work. 2021 is going to be a big year for us. So be part of the process. Jump on this train because we're going places. But like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, man.
If you need anything promoted, if you want to come on the podcast, that's a big thing. We're always looking for guests. So don't never watch an episode and think you can't come on. We're open to anyone coming on.
It's thrown up Elliot.
Such a fool.
I can't deal with this guy, man.
But yeah, jump in the DMs. V will get back.
I will get back to you, man. We're busy, but we're
again,
working.
listen, Your Fresh TV Sport, episode 22. We're out.
Peace.